now. Welcome back to another Toyota Tuesdays. I'm Brian from Sixth Gear Garage, and I have with me Clinton here from Dirt Garage.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's been a couple weeks, man, since we've seen you. So, what's new? I saw your video, but tell us, in case anybody else hasn't seen your latest upload.
Yeah, so I got the 1UZ swap finally running in my truck. And I drove it for the first time on the weekend and I took it for a bit of a longer drive today and yeah, everything seems to be working out good. So,
Nice, nice.
yeah,
No,
it's good.
no issue. Well, I saw besides the wiring harness, no issues.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no issues at all, really, with the new harness.
Just seemed like a pain to have to go back and put all
Yeah,
that
it
back in
was
after
it
the
was a
fact.
big
And
mess around, but they got it done.
yeah, I mean, nothing's ever like smooth it seems with this swap, you know?
No, nothing. It's very rare where you do an engine swap and it's everything just goes smooth
Yeah,
or in budget.
yeah, or that. Yeah,
But
or on time.
yeah, exactly.
That's cool. Yeah. Let's see. I am buying a bed for my 1980.
Are you?
I found a bed. It has some rust, but not really bad Ohio rust. So I'm gonna pick that up, and then about an hour past that, there's a guy that's selling a 1980. I think it's a six or a seven Toyota. He had it for 500 bucks. So
Oh, nice.
I mean, while I'm in Southern Ohio, might as well pick it up.
Nice.
So I'm trying to figure out a way to get a bed and a long bed truck on a 18-foot trailer. And I think the best thing I can come up with is to, well, I'll show you my diagrams. I'll let the diagrams speak. So first I was thinking I may have to like hang it up over the front somehow, and that just doesn't seem safe. And then Mike suggested I lean it up on the back, but then we did some measurements and there might not be enough room for that. So I think I'm going to go with choice C here and actually strap it on the roof of the truck I'm buying. It's got a cap on the
Perfect.
back, but there will be pictures by me
Nice.
and the other pedestrians on the highway for sure.
Sweet.
Maybe I'll end up on that Facebook page. I forget what it's called. It's for people who like overload trailers and have things strapped
Oh,
down real
nice.
rickety. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that Facebook page. But cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are
So
you doing with the second gen?
it's
Parts?
it's a rust bucket, you know.
Yeah.
Like so, yeah, it'll be for parts. The cap is a long bed cap, which is like really hard to find. So
Hmm.
I may hang on to that for my 80. It's like a really old school, like those really ugly, like metalish sort of ones with like the
Yep.
bubble windows on them, which I think are cool on the right kind of truck. But yeah, the rest of the body is pretty much shot. It's got a 22R, of course, because might as well have another one for backup, you know.
Might as well, I
Three
guess.
three's
Yeah.
not enough. uh,
Doesn't hurt.
yeah. I think I'm gonna get my 85 out this week out of storage. Throw some insurance on it and start it for the first time this year. Start driving that thing around.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I need to do the front axle rebuild though. It's it's like leaking really bad out of the felt seals, and I'm sure there's I'm sure the moldy grease is half diff
Yeah.
fluid by now. It's all bad.
I'm gonna do the same thing to mine. All my seals are shot from the fire.
Oh yeah.
That's the one thing I haven't touched yet is my front axle. But yeah, pretty much there was definitely fire on the axle, and yeah,
Oh
all
wow.
the seals and the tie rods, everything's all shot.
Oh, that sucks.
So yeah,
Damn.
I have new tie rods for it and new wheel bearings, but I forgot to buy the seal kit. Well, I was at it, so yeah,
Let's see. Tanner, the 85 pickup. Make a video of that if you have not already. You're talking about the front axle rebuild, I assume. Um, I do have a video of it, but it's for an 80 series. But the process is kind of the same. Um, I'm trying to think what would even be different besides the fact that the 85 would have the manual hubs versus the full-time four-wheel drive. But
yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely make a video though, just to have it, for people who want to see it on their exact application.
It's the
So,
same thing, just bigger.
yeah, pretty much. Yep.
I
Same
guess you have high
process.
steer arms that are slightly different, but they bolt on the same.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
hmm cool.
So, yeah, that'll be happening. But who knows when I'll get around to it. I'm, I always do this thing where I buy, well, Clinton, where you buy too many projects at once. And then
Yeah,
you have
it happens.
cars sitting around, trucks sitting around everywhere. And yeah. But,
Yeah. I got rid of the Forerunner that was like on oil drums in my backyard that
oh,
I
yeah.
took the frame from like last week. Somebody wanted the floor pan out of it because theirs rotted out and that one had a really good floor pan. So they're so I told them if they wanted to take it away, it's theirs because it wasn't worth my time to try to get rid of it myself.
Yeah. Do you have a trailer?
No.
Yeah, me neither. And that makes life tough. Especially when you gotta
Yeah.
like make a scrap run because you gotta like chop it up
I
into.
got to chop it up, yeah. So it was just easier for me to get this guy. And this guy showed up with a crane truck and just picked it up and took it away. So worked for
Nice.
me.
Yeah, much easier.
I got my money's worth out of that free Forerunner, anyways. So
Yeah. Um, when I had my 86, my 1 ton that was all rusted out, I chopped the frame, the front suspension, and all that up. Threw it in
hmm
my truck bed. I had some spare doors that were rusted out and like a hood, I think. I bust my ass like loading it all in there and cutting it up, and I got like
hmm
26 bucks for it. I'm like, this was not worth my time. So
no.
when my rusty 87 was done, I think I posted on Facebook Marketplace. I said like free scrap or something like that, and some guy
Yeah.
was happy to come get it and deal with it.
Perfect.
Yeah, much easier than working hard for 26
Absolutely.
bucks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, try to think what you missed the last couple weeks here. Well, we tried to have Jimmy on
Yeah.
uh, the week before last. It didn't work out, and last week
hmm
you were gone. So we, yeah, we looked at my rusty third gen. I don't think I've talked to you since I bought that thing.
No, I seen your video on it though, or your videos on it.
Yeah, it was.
Thing is pretty
It's
hurting.
bad. It's real bad. I
Yeah.
put the second video up today. I'm gonna have one more video where we actually pull the bed off and the frame just does that,
Ah,
and it
nice.
just yeah, it's probably probably the worst one I've seen that I've had, and I've had a lot of rusty ones.
I haven't seen any third gens anywhere near what that thing is.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't
Like
know.
never. So
Good old Ohio, man.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. No, we've been looking at the classifieds the last couple weeks, from Facebook, and we found I looked up a lot your way, and
Yeah.
one, you are right. Even after the Canadian conversion and all that, your
Yeah.
deals up there are amazing. Like
Yeah, I know.
people are just generous up your way.
Meanwhile, everyone's complaining on the local Toyota groups and stuff that everything's outrageously expensive.
No,
But
man,
yeah, it's not nearly as bad.
I don't know if it's just because like everything is like rusting here, and it's like nice
hmm
ones are so much more. But man, up your way, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
talking like some of these trucks are like $1,000 less than they would be here in Ohio.
And they're probably in better shape.
Much better shape, yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys use salt up there, right?
hmm
But just the rock salt, not the spray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just the rock salt.
Yeah, that must help a lot because that spray is what is real corrosive here.
hmm And I don't think they do anything like in town. It's only on the highway too. So if you
Okay.
don't drive highway at all, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I think we,
unfortunately.
we just embrace winter and drive accordingly. But
Yeah. No,
yeah.
we found a lot of nice deals up that way for sure. Um,
Mhm.
I have some classifieds lined up today as well as some eBay finds. We'll look at those here in a little bit.
eBay
Uh,
finds, that's a new section.
yeah,
Or a
I
new
figured we'll see what the deals are out there on eBay.
like on like parts
No,
or
just
like
overall
just
trucks.
trucks, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I've watched a couple, and I watched them obviously go up, more than I want to pay. So I figured kind of see what some of the final uh, bids were on some of these trucks.
hmm
I did see a dashboard. I was watching a dashboard. It ended today, and it had no cracks on it, and it only went for $180. So
Only.
that's so cheap. I've seen them go for like three plus like $400 or more for a crack-free
That's insane.
dash. Yeah, it was the 84 to 85 dash before it had the big pocket on the top, not the small one.
Hmm.
So there's hope, guys. There are still decent deals out there. Um, I was watching it because it started at $100. If nobody bid, I was gonna buy it,
Yeah.
but I figured, we'll let somebody else get it for 180. Plus, the dude wanted $60 to ship it. That was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. Let's see here. Got a couple comments. What's up, Fastlane? Regular checking in. I think you've been here like every week, so it's good. Joel, I know you from the channel. Almost zero rust on the third gen, and that and the 83 pickup are your favorites. Let's see.
Nice.
All right, here's a suggestion for you, Clinton. You should get a second gen pickup four-wheel drive.
Nope. My brother's got one that we regularly show on the channel, and yeah, that's good enough for me.
Yeah,
I'd just be buying the same truck I already have. So
pretty much. You've got a nice build already.
yeah, exactly. I want a first gen just because it's a bit more of a classic style, and I don't think I'd use it as a wheeler. I think it's something I'd like to actually restore and just drive.
Yeah,
But yeah, if I had a second gen, I just want to build it into a wheeler, and I've already got one.
exactly.
So
That's kind of where I
yeah,
am too. Like I look at all these really built rigs that we see in the classifieds, and I think, man, it'd be really cool to
yeah,
own one of those. But it's like
yeah,
my 85, you know, is already built for off-road. It's just not something I want to
yeah,
abuse off-road. So
yeah.
it's hard to get another one. Um, have you done any burnouts in the V8 yet?
No,
They're asking now.
probably won't.
How well? Yeah, I don't know how well 37s are gonna burn,
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah. Well, I'm sure it could do it. It's just I don't think the 8-inch diff will like it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that's really it. I don't wanna push my luck with that.
So that's gonna be the new bottleneck in your system, you think? Your diff
Yeah, I think
or
it'll be ring and pinion.
your U joints or?
I don't think U joints because I never really had problems with the U joints with the supercharged V6.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Um, but I did eat up ring and pinions every once in a while with the supercharged V6. So now it'll just be a little bit easier. Um, yeah, the because I've got the single piece drive shaft in mine,
Oh, that's right.
and that seems to be way less maintenance than the two piece ever was. I don't know why, but actually I know why because they got rid of the steady bearing. That like when you're lifted, they just get eaten up in a second. So it's just easier to go to a one piece straight U joint to U joint. Don't even have a double cardan anymore. So
Nice.
yeah, and I've had like zero issues with U joints. I probably replace them every 2-3 years maybe.
That's
But
pretty good considering the what you put it through.
yeah, I just put two brand new ones in my truck for the V8 because I moved my driveline back 2 3/4 inches. And fun fact, a first gen long bed, I think it was drive shaft, single one piece drive shaft is the perfect length to go into a one UZ swapped third gen pickup.
After you move it back 2 inches.
After you move it back, yeah, it's
Nice.
the same. It's the right length.
Oh,
So
that's
I'm
cool.
using a stock shaft in my truck still.
Good to know.
Yeah, good.
Uh, Joel, yeah, man, I've seen those things, those dashboards. I've seen them go over $400 for like a mint crack-free dash, which is insane because like I know a couple years ago they were going for like $250, and like back in the day when I had some that I sold in like 2011 or 12 or something like that, I sold them for like $100 each on I Hate Mud. So yeah, unbelievable what people are willing to pay for some of these nice parts. But yeah, there are deals out there.
Yeah, I don't even see them on eBay. I just see covers.
Yeah, which is honestly those uh, AccuFit or AccuForm I think covers. That's the route I would go. I would not buy a crack-free dash because eventually they're all gonna crack. Nothing you can
Yeah,
do.
there's like it's like Coverlay. Like it's a thin piece of plastic that kind of is molded to go for the dash.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
I guess you gotta, if you have any like cracks that are like crowned, I guess you gotta like sand those down
Yeah.
smooth. But then you just kind of glue the new cover on, and you're done.
Hmm.
You can paint it if you want to, which I think looks good. To paint it to match. But for I think 100 and what 20 bucks, buy that versus buying
Yeah,
another.
138 Canadian, so about 100. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Hmm.
Considering dropping hundreds of dollars on a dashboard that can crack at any minute. Um, I think I don't know if I told you guys when I bought my 80 series, the first like couple days I had it, um, I was just out in the driveway. I was trying to figure out the stereo and syncing the phone and all that, and I heard this real loud like pop. I was like, "What the hell was that?" It sounded like a battery exploded or something. And I looked up at the top of my dash, and it just split from front to back all the way. Just this random crack that was like suddenly showed up. So anytime those things can go. Unfortunately, that's a Yoda thing.
Yeah,
Embrace it.
just
Honestly,
not
it's
third gens.
it's not like anybody has ever looked at like a Toyota pickup and said, "Oh my gosh, the dash is cracked." How do you drive this thing? It's kind of like, "Oh yeah, the dash is cracked. Yeah, it's normal."
Well, I think that's a well, yeah, it's a vehicle older than 30 or 30 years old or older. Like
That too.
everything's got cracked dashes.
Yeah, that's true.
The sun just takes its toll on dashboards, and after a long time. But yeah, I have not had any issues with that. But especially third gens, I don't think I've ever seen a cracked third gen dash.
Yeah, third gens are
But
pretty good.
maybe they're not old enough yet.
That 89 that I had a cracked dash,
Really?
in like three spots. Yeah,
I've never seen a cracked dash on a third gen. That's impressive.
that's probably the worst example of a 1989 third gen um,
Yeah,
on the internet. Maybe I don't know. It's pretty bad.
yeah.
Um,
Mine's also in 1989, but it's absolutely mint in comparison to the red one you had.
it is. I will say though, we bought it for the transmission, the R150F, and
Hmm.
figured we'll just do a 3/4 swap. Well, we ended up getting the 3 liter running, and that thing runs great. Um, it
Perfect.
sat for 5 years. We found a oil change sticker inside the truck.
Yeah.
5 years it sat, and once we got the fuel line hooked up right, we had to run a new line to, and we had it on the return at first. So once
Yep.
we got that on the right line, it fired right up, ran great.
Typical Toyota engines outlasting their
Oh
bodies.
yeah. So we're gonna run with it. We're gonna keep the 3 liter. We're not gonna do the 3/4 swap. So we're gonna take your advice there. You're always
Yeah,
saying there.
perfect.
I'm like, hey, I know a guy that says these are good engines. Trust me. So
Ignore everybody else on the internet.
yeah, it's a gambler
Uh,
anyways, so we don't want to make it too
yeah.
reliable. But now we're gonna run it and see how it does.
Well, yeah, if you make all the mounts or whatever, and for a 3 liter, at least in the future, if you ever wanted to go 3/4, it literally bolts in place of where the 3 liter was. So,
Yep, yep. We are gonna delete the exhaust manifold thing. Go crossover. We're gonna get true manifolds for
duals.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
so that should help extend it. You guys laugh, but you watch. It has 158,000 miles on it, and it runs. It sounds better than any of my 22Rs I've ever had. This thing sounds great. It just real snappy, real good. So yeah, Joel, he's had better luck with the 3.0s, way more than the 22R. So you and
It's
Clinton
just
are,
like me.
yeah, same boat. But no, wait, take that back. He prefers the 22Rs though.
Why? Because they're easier to work on, or
That's my go-to. They're just so
yeah,
simple.
they're a lot easier to work on when you do have to do stuff. But yeah,
Yeah. Um, the other thing is we found a set of I think they're 37s for the truck, so we need some torque to turn those things. But or I'm sorry, for the Wheelmobile, not the truck. Um, this is a question for you, Clinton. Can you talk about the paint job that's on your pickup? How much did you spend on it, and would you do it again?
um, it's 100% a rattle can job, It's a nicely done rattle can job. Like I prepped it, primered it, and painted it. I didn't clear coat it, but I went to one of the auto parts stores here actually mixes any paint code you give them. Like you give them, I gave them one H5, which is the cement paint code for like the newer Tacomas and stuff. Um, and yeah, they mix it right into spray cans, and yeah, I think it was $18 a can ish. And after, mm, I think it took about 14 cans to do my whole truck. So a few $100s, but no, it turned out great and still holds up today. On most, I mean, the cab is the only thing that has original paint after the bob and the fire, or the original paint job that I did in 2017. Yeah, aside from the bob and the fire, I just did recently, and yeah, just spent a ton of money on paint. But yeah, I would say $300-ish is what it would have cost me when I did the entire truck. I just used really cheap primer, painted the whole thing with this already uh, mixed into can paint, and then yeah, went to town and I did it outdoors on a windy day, and it rained shortly after I laid it down, but it still turned out fine. So yeah,
I
is it
oh, go ahead.
worth pour 15ing the frame? Yes.
I am looking for pictures of my Honda Civic. I did a rattle can paint job on, and nobody believed it was a rattle can paint job. But
Yeah, people say the same thing to me all the time when I see it in person. They're like, "There's no way." I'm like, you can get professional looking results if you take your time and do it properly.
absolutely. Um, okay, here we go. Jump over to the right screen. Not a Toyota, but it's worth taking a look here. I did rattle cans. I think I did like it was a Rust-Oleum Army Green, and this was after maybe a year after I painted it. It was still kind of like it kind of dulled over time, but then I wet sanded it and polished it. Or I'm sorry, I just polished it. I didn't even wet sand it. And here is the after. Let me get a better one where you can see it in the sun here. Here we go. People had a hard time believing that this was a rattle can paint job. And I will say, it was just Rust-Oleum cheap paint, so it wasn't as hard as a urethane or a 2K or anything like that. But I mean, it held up until I mean, I sold the car. It still looks great. So when people say, you know, you can't get a good result from a rattle can, or you're going to get like the stripes or whatever that you see a lot of times.
Yeah.
If you do it right, you can get good results. Here's a good reflection here. So there's another. So yeah, I mean, you can get good results with the rattle can if you just take your time and do the prep right. That's the most important thing. Is
You clear coated with a rattle can too?
no, I did not. Nope, that's just a straight color.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
no clear.
impressive. I
Yeah.
never mine turned out pretty matte because I didn't clear coat it. The one H5 wants to be clear coat to have that to get that metallic-y shine back in it,
Mhm.
but I never did. And the reason being is because it's a wheeler, and when I get big scratches in it or I have to do a body work in a section, I can just touch it up with my rattle can, and it blends in perfectly. I don't have to worry about sending down a whole panel to re-clear it or whatever. It just works.
Yeah.
So
That was actually my same plan for
yeah,
the Civic. Is like I used to autocross the car, so I figured, oh, if I smack a cone, just give it a quick touch up and you're good. But
yeah,
yeah, only downfall I will say to using that, it was an enamel paint. So down the road, if I did decide to do a professional like urethane based paint job, I'd have to sand off all that enamel paint first. So I guess I would have screwed myself in that aspect. But I mean
now it's the
for
next guy's problem.
yeah, exactly. I think I spent like $50, $50 in paint cans for that paint job. Of course,
Really?
a lot
That
of
cheap?
yeah. I mean, this was like
Did you did you
2006 or 8 or something like that. So it
did
was
you
a while ago.
primer it before that?
No, I just scuffed it down to the I just got the factory paint on it.
Really?
Yeah.
That turned
Um,
out really good.
yeah. And then I welded in new rear quarter panels. So I I had to blend that and smooth that all out with some filler and all that to make that look good. And then I did primer over that. I primer over the filler and the new metal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Nice.
it put a lot of coats on it. Got a lot of comments to catch up on here. Let's see. First gen Forerunner was off-roading and heard the dreaded pop, and the second crack had appeared. Oh, on the dash, yeah. It could happen anytime. Yep, I know the pop. I know the exact pop you're talking about. Let's see. Is it worth to put? Okay, 415. Yeah, I agree with Clinton on that. 100% worth it. Um, I plan on actually. I need to redo my frame with POR 15. Let's see. Painting the 83's cab, and under the old paint is a super thick layer of rubber. It's a big pain to remove. That's weird. Like on the exterior of the cab, or like inside somewhere. That's weird.
Well, yeah, mine's got a thick layer of rubber on the bottom of it too from the factory undercoating. It's thick and it's a pain to get off, like underneath the whole cab
Oh, at the bottom of the floors,
and
you
the
mean?
frame. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
and on the frame. But I took it all off the frame years back, but that was a process.
What'd you do?
I had to use a wire wheel. I found 8 through it the fastest on a grinder and just make a bunch of passes over the frame. I would just slowly take it away. You couldn't sand it down because it would just fill your sanding discs with the rubberized material, and you'd have to replace it immediately. So yeah, I found just a wire wheel.
All right, good
Would
to
flick
know.
it off, but yeah, it's a pain in the butt to deal with, and um, I don't know if I've actually seen that factory undercoating on any other trucks besides mine. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think it was very commonly done back then. But yeah, it probably has a lot to do with why my frame is in such great shape right now versus a lot of other trucks I've seen, because it was undercoated, and I'm sure that helps when it's done. When a frame is completely clean and you undercoat it, I think is when it actually helps. But if you just kind of flake off the rust a little bit and try to undercoat it, I think it captures the rust and it just spreads inside of your undercoat. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the
yeah,
worst thing you can do. I've seen that plenty of times around here, and
yeah.
yeah,
Texture coat it, then you can't see the rust bubbles.
yeah. Then you can sell it, and
Yeah, and
then
you can
it's the
sell it.
next
Yeah.
guy's problem. Well, guys, let's head over to. Well, first I'm gonna check the Toyota Tuesdays Gmail here. Let's see. We're going back. We got one email this week. This is Tater the 85 pickup. Oh, I saw him on Instagram earlier today. So let's see. He lives in California. He's starting to get flash rust on the frame. What paint frame saver solution would you use for the outside and inside of the frame? I'd rather do the hard work now, not later. Um, we'll do question one first. We kind of just brushed on the PUR 15 for the exterior. If you're talking about that real fine like surface rust, no scaling or like bubbling, um, that's a good surface for the PUR 15 to bite to. It likes that rather than like fresh metal. Um, if you have fresh clean metal, you're actually supposed to spray a PUR like etching solution on it first to kind of give it more bite. So, um, you got any thoughts on that, Clinton?
No, yeah, you
Same
pretty
thing.
much hit the nail on the
All
head.
right. um, inside of the frame, I have heard a lot of different things, different theories. I personally go with PUR 15 on the inside of the frame. I don't know, it's not oil, but it's thicker than oil. A little bit thinner than peanut butter, I guess. But I'd spray that inside the frame through the holes. They have like special wands that you can use, and that'll at least kind of
That's a
protect it
Core
from
15
moisture.
brand of
Uh,
that. Is that what you
oh
said?
no, that's fluid film.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes more sense.
yeah. What about you? Do you ever do anything on the inside of your frames?
No.
No.
No, I haven't. Um, I did recently on my truck. After we found a bunch of cracks in Corey's frame before he moved over to build this other truck, I went to the auto parts store and I got I don't it's not fluid film, but it's the same sort of thing where it gives you a special nozzle that snakes around in your frame, and I just did it once, but that's the first time I've ever done it. It was a few months ago.
Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah.
and you probably don't, you may not have this problem out in Cali, but like around here, you get a lot of mud and moisture, and the drain holes in the bottom of the frame, in front of the back, or right near the front perch of the rear leaf springs, the hole is maybe a eighth of an inch, maybe 3/16 of an inch, real small. I got to do this on mine still. I'm going to drill that to maybe a half-inch hole, and that'll help all that debris and water and mud drain out. And then
Drain out, yeah.
yeah, and plus, say you do drive through 3 feet of muddy water, you can park your truck on an incline and stick a nozzle or even a pressure washer nozzle like in your frame and your holes and sort of spray a lot of water in there and help that drain out. So that's what I would do. Um, Probably not so much in California, but in Ohio, they rust just as bad on the inside as they do on the outside. So you got to watch out for that. Um, but no, if yours is in good shape, I'd say definitely just throw some POR 15 on the outside, and that'll preserve it good. Question two. Um, I have a blown 22R engine. What are your thoughts on crate engines from eBay? Are you talking new or used, or I don't know? Um, I've heard people that have had bad luck with the remanufactured engines because a lot of those are, Chinese parts.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I'd rather buy a used engine that I could hear run first, for 22 Rs or $500 all day long. Yeah, maybe less.
400 here.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, I don't know, just something about you never know when you're buying something off eBay. Um, Especially if there's no warranty, and even if there was a warranty, what are you gonna like? How would you ship it back and do a return and all that? I don't know. For something like an engine, I'd go local.
I actually
Unless,
bought this last 1UZ for $400 too.
yeah, geez, there you
Yeah.
go. Good time to do a swap.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying here?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was thinking of something else, and then I'm like, oh yeah, for UZ, good time for a swap. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, it wasn't important. So
Fair enough.
yeah, um, nice truck though.
Yeah, it's a nice truck.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. How did you buy it with a blown engine, or did it lose some oil, or how did that situation happen? Let's see here. We got just finished my flat deck for the 83. I think it's super sick. Nice. Hey, if you want to send me pictures, guys, of anything you want to show, go ahead and shoot me an email. Miracle Paint. Has anyone used this? Very good. I have not heard of Miracle Paint.
Me neither.
No, I don't even know what it is, to be honest.
No.
Oh wow, he bought the truck at 200K and it blew at 450K. That's awesome. That does not look like a truck with almost 500,000 miles on it. Nice.
Nope.
All right, guys. Well, let me go see if we got any more emails. Not yet. We'll check them later on in the show again. Right now, we'll get to the Facebook classifieds here in a second. We're gonna mix it up a little bit and jump on some eBay auctions first. So, Clinton,
Uh
look
oh.
look at this.
What's up?
This is a 1994 pickup half ton. Look at the price. And if you can see that, there's $25,000 US.
That's way too much.
I Here's the thing. It's well,
It's
one,
not real.
it's in Hawaii, so maybe that's supply and demand kind of thing. But it's
I
got
think you could
48,000
Bring
miles on it.
48,000.
48,000 miles. I'm telling you guys,
All
we
right.
we always talk about this, how the third gens are going to be going up in value next. This is the start right here. And this dude is like, I can tell just by looking at the pictures. It's one owner in Hawaii.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys ever browse on eBay a lot, but it's got the auto check score. It's 77. That's like the highest I've ever seen for a Toyota truck. Being, one owner, accident free, and all that stuff helps. Um, this dude takes really good care of his truck. He's got like the windshield, the sunblock thing on it, and he's got seat covers on it, and I mean, I guess, but I just couldn't believe that it sold for $25,000. I mean, there's not even that's first and
I
second
mean,
gen territory.
probably paid less for it back in
I
'94.
was gonna say you're probably right. It's an automatic too, which is even more impressive that he got that much for it. But I mean, this thing looks brand new. I guess he kept it away from the ocean all those years. Definitely nicer than anything here in Ohio.
High speed auto. All
Crack
right.
free dash.
MSRP in '94 is $15,648.
Okay, well
That's
maybe
crazy.
maybe after inflation he's breaking even. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. After inflation, he's probably breaking even.
Yeah,
That's crazy, though.
yeah, that is
That price is
crazy.
insane.
Yeah, yep, it's gonna happen here. Here's another one, 87 Turbo Extra Cab. This one sold for 12,500, and it had what do we have here 283,000 miles on it, but it's clean. Turbo trucks are going up in value for sure.
That is super clean.
It is. I'm
It's got
guess.
tire shine on it.
Yeah. You can tell this guy does not take it off road, especially with
No,
those tiny little like passenger car looking tires on it. Don't those look tiny? I guess that's what
they're tiny, tiny.
29s maybe. I guess
I
I don't
mean, it's
know.
probably stock, but
Yeah, yeah. But no, you don't see turbo trucks too often. There's the interior, maroon. Uh, I had someone commenting on a video today. They're like, "Where can I find maroon door panels?" I'm like, "Nowhere. They are so rare." So nicely equipped though. Got the fancy tape deck in it. There's the money shot right there. So
very
12.5.
clean 22.
Yeah, it's the
Looks all like they use some sort of product on it to kind of grease up
oh, I'm sure they did.
the black and stuff to make it pop on photos.
Probably whatever he put on his tires.
Yeah, probably same stuff.
But 12.5 for a turbo extra cab in that condition, I think that's a good price for as rare as these
I'd
trucks
probably
are.
rather pay that. The
If you
23 or whatever the last one was.
Now this thing is
Okay.
$6,000.
Hey, talking. Oh, it's rusty.
It's very rusty, and I've seen this thing on eBay for months. 173,000 miles. Um, Accident, major issue, title check, major issue. This is 84 extra cab, and you can see it's got plenty of rust. I didn't see
Hmm.
where was this from here. Colorado. Okay. And he's had this thing on there for months. I don't know what he thinks it's worth. It's not horrible. I mean, it's better than something from Ohio, but
Yeah.
the interior is pretty a little rough. I don't know, a quart of oil
Yeah,
got
what happened on the passenger
spilt.
seat?
Something happened there. I don't know. He could have at least. I mean, I would have vacuumed it first, maybe, if I was gonna ask a lot of money for it. But I mean, you can see it's got salt all over the floor, so it's definitely seen some winters.
You could, like the gauge clusters
Yeah,
completely covered in dust in the steering wheel. Like they didn't even try to clean it up
yeah.
for
This
sale.
this dude did not care. So it went for 6 grand, and I'm guessing that wasn't what he wanted because I've seen this happen like at least a handful of times with this same truck. So he relisted it, and he's got to feel like a jackass now. He relisted it and it went for 38.50 the next time around. So he was lucky to get 6 grand for that thing, and the way it is, you know.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'm sure the frame is not that great either. Uh, this is interesting. Very rare. A 1978 4x4 Wolverine Conversion. They never made uh, 379s in a 4x4 from the factory. So there's a handful of companies that would convert them into 4x4, or I mean, even like dealerships would do it too sometimes. And he tells you all about it here. But 153,000 miles, and this is the Wolverine 4x4 conversion. I think this thing's pretty cool. It's all original.
So they essentially just sass it?
Yeah, yeah, basically. Yep. I think I read about it. I think they used I forget what front axle it was, Dana something. Or maybe it was something out of a Jeep. I can't remember now, but I read about it one time. And this thing sold for I think it was 20 grand. So
Wow.
yeah, definitely all original. So I mean, it's got that going for it. Little 20R. Okay, there's the underside. They had to put a different oil pan on, so the oil pan actually holds an additional quart of oil over the stock one to allow for the front axle movement.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a Toyota axle.
I was hoping we'd see more of the axle, and you can see it's got all the custom.
Oh yeah, all I saw was one of the cover bolts on the other one. And Toyota's diffs don't have the covers that bolt on and off.
Oh yeah, yep, yep. Good eye.
Yeah, just barely. You can see the cover bolts on the diff.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So yeah, something you don't see every day.
No, not at all.
Oh, it's rough. There's another other look at the
That dash
axle.
looks good.
Yeah.
This is the rear end.
So
New
it's got
gas tank. New leaf
uh,
springs.
yep. So it's 5 lug, which is interesting. Not 6 lug like the later trucks.
Oh, those are weird shackles too.
There it is. Oh,
That's
I'm
a cool
sorry.
truck.
My bad. I'm thinking wrong truck. This one's 7,500, not 20 grand. A little bit off there. I'm thinking of a different truck that we're going to probably see here. That's the one that was 20 grand. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. So this was 7,500 bucks. I feel like that's a pretty good deal for the piece of history alone in this condition. What do we got here? Oh, same one in the end. We already saw that. Here's an oddball. We talked about these, I think it was last week. The custom cabs. This is 86 custom cab 4x4, 7,500 bucks, out in Utah. 5 owners, minor accident, 200,000 miles. Go check out some pictures. These are, I don't know. I wouldn't want to own one of these, but I think they're cool. I just don't think it's
I'm curious
practical.
how the frames hold up in those because they definitely had to cut them and extend them when they did that. So I
Yeah.
wonder if they end up being better than the factory frames or or what. But
Yeah, I kind of want to see. I wish they had pictures of the frame where they
of the
actually
frame, yeah.
did the extension. Pretty nice shape.
Mm-hmm.
Get to some interior pictures. The interior is always make me curious of the back seats of these things. Some are all original, and yeah, this one's been obviously. Oh wait a minute. You know what? We might have seen this truck a week or two ago. I think we did. I think we're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might look familiar to you guys. I recognize it now. I know the newer seat with the old ripped up armrest. So we did see this, I think, a week or two ago. Yeah.
Oh, headliner's hurting.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's that. All right, one more on eBay. We'll jump back over to some comments here, see what you guys think about these trucks. This one was a big deal. I remember reading about this when they found it. It was a barn find somewhere in like I forget. I guess it might have been in Missouri, but they've had this thing listed a handful of times, and it has never met reserve. It went up to 20 grand this time. I don't know what they think they're going to get for it. Uh, Previous bids went even higher than that. So it's a all original 1980 mileage, 17,000 miles. So it's basically new. 4x4. I mean, I would say this is probably the nicest one you're going to find, in this
Ever.
condition. Yeah. So is it worth a lot? Yeah. I'd say I don't think I'd list this on eBay. I'd go straight to Bring a Trailer for something like this. That's where you're going to get the big money. Those guys have money to burn up there on Bring a
Hmm.
Trailer. eBay is a little bit lower market, I think. But yeah, it's all original and it's mint. Even like the
Yeah, that looks
interior.
really good.
Yeah. And this is like highly optioned too. It's got the tack, the wood trim and everything.
The minty dash.
Yeah, even the seats.
Yeah, they all look great.
Yeah,
It's probably worth every bit of 20 grand then.
I would say,
To
yeah,
somebody it is, yeah.
yeah. I wonder what the reserve is on it. I wouldn't be surprised if they put it for 30. Given some
Yeah.
of the Barrett Jackson prices on some of these things. But here's the underside.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah,
Everything is so new.
I know.
And no surface stress, no nothing. It's
Nothing.
got factory undercoating.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you can kind of see the texture there
Hmm.
where it's on a little bit heavy.
Hmm.
So there's what you get for well, we don't know the actual price of it, but I'm sure they'll get whatever they're asking eventually once they find the right buyer. Let's see here. Yeah, we did see that last week. That's right, the custom cab. Um, all right, Joel, we'll check that out in a second here. We go back to the email here. The Fastlane. It has the 4Runner SR5 decals. You're talking about the red turbo truck, I take it. Those might actually. I think those are 4Runner decals on that. I'd never had a 4Runner, so I can't speak for sure. But all right, we'll jump back over here to. Got two pictures for sale in Cali. What do we got here? 79 custom cab crawler. Oh, I think we saw this last week too.
Are we
Yes,
on viewer submissions now?
we are. They sent me one for
Okay.
sale here. Um, I think I saw this last week. He wants. I thought this was a pretty good deal. 1,500 or $15,000, 79
One
custom
UZ
cab
swap.
crawler. Yeah, one UZ swap. It's on 40s, 1 ton axles. Um, didn't it need? I thought I saw where it needed something. Let's see. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, needs fuel cell, steering, and drive shafts. So
Unfinished project.
yeah, unfinished project. Unfortunately, there's not more photos to look at, but there it is. Pretty cool for 15 grand. In
Hmm.
Ohio, I think that'd be a steal. Just just the fact that there's is not rusted out. Do they ever you ever see anything that old up in Canada?
Yeah, so somebody was actually trying to sell me I think it was a 76, 77 or something, old two-wheel drive truck the other day, and he wanted, was it 2,500 bucks? It was in okay condition. The bed was a little rusty on it, but it had its rockers and everything. Like, man, if I could add this to the collection, I would, but I can't afford it, and I don't know what I'd do with it.
Yeah.
It was cool, but
Now, what if it was 4-wheel drive? Would
yeah,
it be
if it was four-wheel drive, it would have been more interesting,
okay?
but I also probably would have passed it
Yeah.
or passed on it.
Let's see. Joel's truck's here. The green is 81. It's going to swap in an engine here soon. It's his custom built flatbed.
Nice.
And there is the, I think he said it was a
Stout.
93. There's a project. That's nice. Kudos to those who wrench out in their driveway. I know that's you, Clinton. Except you do it in like a foot of snow.
Yeah. I mean, I got a shop now, but I still willingly work in my driveway. I was working in my driveway today. It's because it's less cramped.
Yeah. Better light.
Yeah. Yeah, much better light.
We got a few minutes left. The comment section is kind of quiet today, so let's take a look at some Facebook classifieds.
That's the one.
So here's some things I've found and saved over the past week. We'll start with the second gens today. This was an 85 out there in Indiana, $1,500. 85 pickup, 22R engine, no title. He's assuring us it's not stolen, so good to know. It's a two-wheel drive. He bought it to turn into a drift truck. So here's what he has, and I like this because I've never seen a lowered two-wheel drive truck with a bobbed frame. It's kind of different.
Cool.
Yeah, doesn't that make it cool?
That makes it really cool.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why.
Did they replace the bed at one point in time and they just found somebody's bobbed bed?
Maybe their old bed was rustier than this one and they found this one. I don't know, but
yeah. I mean, maybe if it was a drift truck too, people would shorten up the bed so that they don't clip the rear end on things. But
oh yeah, that makes sense.
The little 22R, I don't think was a drift truck.
No, definitely not.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely getting a little rough on the inside, but yeah, isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen that before on a lower
I don't understand why, but it's cool.
Yeah. So $1,500. All right, here's an 85 out in Kentucky. This one's built. It sold really fast too. 85 Toyota Crawler. Propane, 529 gears, 42-inch swampers, Yukon gears, axles. Let's see, hydro assist. It's on 63-inch Chevys. So he's only got a couple pictures. But pretty much a turnkey, go anywhere crawler. And he wanted, I think it was, what was it? $5,000, and it sold like in a couple days. So I don't think you could build that truck for that much.
Yeah, it's more of a truggy than a truck at this point.
Yeah, I think I see a little bit. I do see the frame, but
yeah,
it's on definitely more on the truggy side than a truck.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's got a roll cage. There is a cab there, barely, but it's there.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have a windshield.
No, it doesn't. No, you gotta be into hardcore wheeling on just the right weather for that one.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do we got here at 86 here in Ohio? This is here in Dayton. He wants, okay, it's his Facebook thing where they don't let you put the actual price, He's actually asking $15,000. And this description went on forever. Basically, he had it rebuilt, new turbo kit, new, I think it was a Haltech ECU, had it tuned, new injectors, all kinds of money dumped into this thing. And he goes on and on and on about how he babies it and doesn't drive it hard. So,
Haltech actually makes a plug and play for the 22RE, and I don't understand why they even made that conversion harness.
Yeah.
What demand is there for people wanting to put a Haltech on their 22REs?
Besides for a turbo application, I would not know why.
And so few of them are turbo. It just blows my mind that product exists.
And by the time you turbo a 22 RE, you might as well just buy uh, do a V8 swap or something,
Yeah,
for the money you put into it.
exactly.
So there it is. Clean truck, but
Super clean. Yeah.
I don't know if it's 15 grand clean. It is nice though. I'll give him that. You might get it. Here in Ohio, when there's a clean truck like that, you might get that for it. Yeah, there's all the description. Not reading all that. Um, got an 87 here in Ohio. So you guys out west, let me know if these prices are, about the same as you'd see
Outrageous.
out there. I know they're higher than what than what you have up in Canada, Clinton.
Outrageous.
Yeah. Here's an 87 4Runner SR5. Um, I'm I've been watching this one. If he drops it more, I may have to jump on it. It's here in Ohio. It's 160,000 miles. The engine is blown. The rest of it looks pretty good. And I have plenty of 22R and RE engines. I mean, for one, all right, if you're selling it, let me start at the top. Here it is in his dark garage. Horrible photos, but the body looks pretty clean on it.
Pepsi. This Pepsi can or Pepsi boxes everywhere. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you'd at least take a minute to move your Pepsi boxes out of your truck. But I would consider buying this for sure. Look, he's got Pepsi boxes in the back in the hatch, so they're
Yeah,
back
I see
there.
that.
It looks like he
That's
threw him off the driver's seat to get a picture, and then
and then there's more.
he's got. It's actually this is really clean interior too. More Pepsi boxes in the passenger seat. He drinks a lot of Pepsi.
Yeah, guy clearly liked Pepsi.
Yeah, he does. So 4 grand. I mean, considering, especially if you're like me and you already have a pile of four-cylinder engines to drop in it, that's a hell of a deal for Ohio.
I think
Um,
4,000 is too much for something that needs a motor.
yeah, I don't know for something that needs a $500 motor though. I mean, that's where I think I'd jump on it. I don't know if it was 3 grand. If he drops it down to another grand, I'd be on my way there to buy it for
Yeah,
sure.
that sounds a lot more reasonable.
Yeah. Um, but you guys know I always have wanted a first Gen 4 runner. 87 Toyota, $1,000. This seems like a good deal for a good potential trail rig build here. Um, 87 pickup on 38.5-inch gumbos, no title, off-road toy. Motor's knocking, has been sitting for a year. But, no, that's not the best picture. But there it is. So basically, a trail rig that needs an engine for $1,000, with some giant tires. He doesn't say anything about the gears or anything else.
Yeah, I don't know if that IFS will be very good with
That's the other thing I'm
those
wondering.
massive tires.
Yeah,
Because yeah, that's just stock IFS by the looks of it. Maybe with a lift kit, but it's painted green to make it stronger, I guess.
yeah. The green adds, yeah, more strength. And I'm wondering too. I'm guessing he did like wheel adapters. He's got 8 lug wheels on it. So at first you're looking
Oh,
at
he does
this
too.
and you're thinking he puts the 1 tons on it, and then you keep going down. You're like, wait, he highlighted his IFS with fluorescent green paint. So I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, $1,000. It could be a fun toy for off road, until the IFS goes out, until you snap a CV joint or something. All right, one more 88 here. That's the last of the second gens. This is in Ohio here as well.
Wasn't the one we just looked at a third gen?
Was it? He said it at 87. Let me check.
Oh,
It was missing
I'm reason
the.
the front end looked like a third
Yeah,
gen.
it was missing some parts.
Oh no,
Okay,
you're
it's
right.
second. Yeah.
The grill looked like a. Oh no, you're right. I don't. I'm just crazy apparently.
Long day, huh?
Without the fenders or the bumpers or anything, it just or yeah,
They're basically the
they
same,
all kind
pretty
of blend
much.
together. They are
Yeah,
essentially the
with
same.
no
You're right.
doors or anything because the windows are you can't tell the windows. Yeah. Uh, 88 4Runner. Oh, this one's interesting. Price is $17,000 or best offer. First gen Forerunner. It's been redone, restored, this and that. It's flawless, whatever. But the pictures do the talking here. He's put a 5 liter in it from a Mustang, a built 5 liter, which is a bit of a different swap. Um, Here it is. I think it's a pretty cool swap. I like 5 liters. But there's the Forerunner. There we go.
Ooh, it's purple.
It is, and I never saw a purple Forerunner, and I sort of like it. You got the grill from a first gen on there. I think that's kind of cool looking. Very Jeepish though. Looks almost like looks very Jeep Comanche-ish or Cherokee-ish sort of with that vertical
With the
grill on it.
slotted grill.
Yeah. This thing's like it's meant inside and out. You can tell this is his baby, but it's built for off-road, but it doesn't look like it's ever been off-road. So more of a show truck. But $17,000, I don't know. Yeah, that's the last of it right there. So what do you guys think? 17 grand? I know Clinton's shaking his head no. uh it's 10 o'clock. We'll
Get
do
caught up.
yeah. Yeah, let's go over to the chat and get caught up. We can save the rest of these for next week.
Perfect.
Yep. Let's see here. Oh, a lot of comments here.
Yeah.
Saw a lifted 2-wheel drive recently. It looked good too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Yeah, I had a lifted 2-wheel drive with the FabTech kit, and it looks pretty good. I think I had like a 3-inch lift or 3 to 4 inches or something like that. Going down here. I live in the Pacific Northwest in Colville, Washington, and first-gen Forerunners go for 5K all day with visible problems, and sometimes you get lucky and find something cheaper. Yeah, I think Forerunners are going up more than pickups. At least around here they are because there's so few left.
Depends on the gen. I'd say
First
second gen Forerunners are cheap.
Yeah, those are cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
first gens are pricey.
Yeah, first gens, third gens are pricey. Fourth gens are really pricey.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, someone says they're super cheap in Alberta. Let's see. Yeah, you could sweet talk him with some 24 packs. Yeah, I'll show up with a few cases of Pepsi, sweeten the deal a little bit. I would offer him. I think I read where he was firm on the $4,000 though. He's had it listed for a while though. I feel like if he drops the price, it's probably gonna sell. Maybe by that time I'll have room and time for another project, because you guys know I want a first gen Forerunner so bad. But right now, just not in the cards. Let's see. Here in the LA area, all day, 10,000 easy. 8 to 10K is absolutely outrageous. I paid 1,800 and 2,300. Yeah. Sounds like Canada prices for sure. Yeah, and that's Canadian dollars too. Miracle Paint, back to that. It's a very strong undercoat. Is your 93 third gen rear end for sale or parted out? Need parts. Don't know yet. It's actually all at Mike's house right now. I'll probably get it back here at some point. But if you're in Ohio, I obviously have no way to ship it. But if you're in Ohio, you want to take a look at it. We're going to find out what gears are in it first, do a VIN lookup on it, and decide if we want to keep that one or keep the 4-cylinder rear end and front diff. Going on down here. I think there's a walk around for Purple 4Runner on YouTube. Oh, okay, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. The guy built this thing for show, obviously, so there's got to be some good videos on it somewhere. Last comment of the night, Nick. I was lucky and got mine for $3,500, but has slight rust on the rear fenders and needs new IFS. with 296,000 on my 22 RE. It's my daily. Nice. There was a time I was so picky. I've passed Forerunners because, or first gen Forerunners, because they had a little bit of rust around like the rear fender, and now it's like I should have just bought it, and fixed it. But
Mm-hmm.
that's how it goes. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for checking in tonight. We are running a little over time here. We're gonna go ahead and sign off, and we'll see you guys next week. Anytime you want to send your truck photos to toyotatuesdays@gmail.com, we'll take a look at those during the next show. Um,
Perfect.
one
See you
last
guys later.
one last
Oh,
comment. One last comment. You should have, but you'll get one, and I'll live the video. Not sure. Oh, he's talking about
yeah.
buying the Forerunner. I will buy one someday. Once I'm done with my projects, I will buy one. Mark my words. All right, guys.
All right.
Have a good night.
Yep. See ya.